Hi guys, P. Willie here, and I'm about to show you the new range of VEXED Cray Lords, the heads and the plastic tails, and how to rig them. Just a few ways that we've found to be the most effective way of rigging this particular plastic. I'll start with the range. Basically we've got 4 different size tails from 4-inch, 5-inch, 6-inch and 7-inch, and we've just designed some heads that basically suit that particular size plastic. So we've got 100 grams for the 4-inch, 150 grams for the 5-inch, 200 grams for the 6-inch, and the dirty big 300 gram head for the 7-inch. Now this doesn't mean you have to stick by what we've designed them for. You can put this tail on a 100 gram head if you want to, if that suits the depth that you're fishing or the PE size you're fishing. But basically I've designed these to so the plastic butts up as close as possible to the size of that particular head. Same with hook sizes. We've tried to get the hook sizes right for this particular plastic. Not to say you can't put any soft plastic on this particular head, but basically that will be the perfect sort of setup for a 7-inch plastic. Now I'll show you a few ways that you can rig differently, or you can actually trick up the jig heads to suit the particular plastic you're using. This is a 200 gram head with a standard hook. Now we've got these longer shanked hooks that we've designed to get back further in the plastic. Same size hook gape, but see how much longer that shank is? What that's going to do is it's going to put the hook further back in the plastic, and it will result in more hookups. It can restrict the action of the plastic if you go too far back, but basically having the hook set back, you're going to miss less bites. So let's just show you how you swap that out. So let's just rig one up on a standard head. Let's go orange and orange. You can mix them up if you like. All you got to do, I mean, this isn't rocket science, but I'm just going to show you basically how to rig it up. So it's going to come out about on that first section of the tail there. Don't put it too deep in. You want to get it probably about 1/3 of the way in to the plastic, and then just turn it out like that. So there, I might have gone a little bit shallow there. Actually, it's just perfect. Nice and central in the plastic, and it's going to come out there. So for that particular plastic, that hook is set back perfectly, I think. If you go too much further back in that tail, you're going to restrict the tail movement, and you'll get a few little fish banging on the tail there. But these have been designed for big jewfish with a dirty big mouth, and that's why it's got quite a big hook on there. Okay, so you can fish this from PE2 right up to PE8, and you won't bend that hook on PE8 even if you go crazy mode. Here's one with a longer shank hook. I'll just show you. We'll go a bit of pink on pink action here. And I'll just show you how that goes back further into the plastic. So that's a slightly smaller hook, so in terms of gauge, so you could probably use this with PE2 more so. It's a lot easier to set a smaller hook with PE2 than it is a big fat thick hook. See that hook is really proud. If you get that in the gob of an 18 kilo Dhuie, that's going to set beautifully, and it'll be nice and easy to set with that slightly thinner gauge hook. Now the way you attach and assist is really quite simple, but just getting your head around it and understanding how it works is the important part. So let's just have a look here. We've got a solid ring, small, and a split ring, forged. I like these split rings here, which are anything forged is really important. Don't get the triple wire ones, don't get the round wire ones. Get a forged split ring, something like a Japanese one, or these harbour ones are really good. I like the egg rings. This is a round ring, but I actually prefer these little egg rings, and I think Decoy make them and Harbour make them. They're really good, and they just sit a little bit nicer, a little bit neater. So, but a normal solid ring will also work. So what you can do is grab some split ring pliers. These ones have had a bit of work, got a bit of blood and stink on them as well, and just simply attach it to the bottom. See that? You just spread it, don't overspread it, don't use big split ring pliers, just use a nice medium to small set that's going to get that on there nicely. Okay, and once that split ring closes back up, if it's a crappy round one or a triple, you'll have a gap. If it's a good quality forged one, it'll go back to its original state. So now what we've got to do is Originally when I designed this point at the bottom here, we were fishing them like this, and some of the anglers were saying that the skirt was getting wrapped over the top quite a lot. So Luke actually started pinning them back in the tail here a little bit. Now there's a number of ways you can do it. Again, it's not rocket science. You just got to pin that hook into the tail. Now you can either use the front hook or the back hook to pin it in there. I prefer the front hook, but most guys use the back hook. But again, it's just lottery, potluck. So what you got to do is just really lightly get it in there. Okay. Once that's in there, this back hook here, you can push back through, or it'll fall back through, and that can, oh god, that's gone a little bit tight there. Actually, that's no good. What we'll do is we'll just pin that back in, right in the center. I went a little bit to the left, as Beyonce would say. Let's try that again. Okay. So that's one way to do it. You've got that hook hanging down the bottom there. It's not going to tangle over the top, but what that'll do is if anything hits that bottom hook will really stick into the jaw of the fish, and you'll get a double hook up, sometime a triple. So I'll just give you a variation of that, is by taking that one out and getting this back hook, okay, and you can either go in that way like that, which it'll hold it there, and if anything grabs it, it's going to get hooked anyway, or you can reverse it. So you can actually turn it around on itself just really gently in there, and that's how most guys do it. Just pull all this forward. So when a dirty big jewfish eats that, he's going to get a mouthful of ultra sharp harbour hooks. So that's one way of rigging it up. Just pop it down here. Now what I'm going to show you just quickly how to rig up one of these straight out the packet, because again you'll look at it, some people will get it, some people won't. So that's a squid dinger there. Okay, this is a shorter one which I'll rig up on a slightly smaller plastic, and I'll just show you how to do it from packet to your soft bait. You've got a solid ring and a split ring. Okay, so basically you just get your split ring, solid ring, attach it, then you get your flashy Oki head assist, which it's got glow flash in it, it's got UV and glow in the skirt. And sometimes we could try and keep these fairly short, so it's a little bit hard, but what you got to do is place the solid ring over the top and then open that up. You can do this before you put the split ring on if you'd like. I find it easier this way. Pull the split ring through, happy days. Now this split ring's one size bigger than what I'd normally use, but just so you can actually see what's going on there. And then once you've got that on, let's find something a little bit shorter. That's a 6-inch, this is a 5-inch, and that there is a 3-inch skirt, so we've gone the slightly shorter one. And again, just whack that in there, pull that around, and because this is a shorter plastic, I'm just going to lay it down. You can see where that's actually going to go. Now you could nearly fish that one without putting it inside the skirt, but you know, with current and fish banging on it and all that, I'd probably just either sit that in there like that, and that'll stop it from swinging around. But again, if anything touches that, trouble. That 20 kilo jewfish that you get a bite and never see, and you just think it's a small one or a sambo or whatever, this here is going to secure it a lot better than just one hook. Okay guys, just to finish this off, these are the VEXED Cray Lords. They come in 4 different sizes and in 5 different colour packs. In pearl white glow, they come in opaque white glow, full glow, and I've done 2 localized colour sets for Western Australia, which is our whites run. So we've got molting orange, and that's the molting cycle of a crayfish in orange, and we've got molting pink. Okay, so that's the colours. And in terms of the heads, I've touched on it before, but basically you've got 100 grams, 150, 200 and 300 grams. Go get them.